Merrick dropped new Haas lore. Who? Merrick is not on Twitter, but there is this person whose name Punished Mother. Okay, I'm 100% convinced Haas is playing a character now. He's in a space right now saying environmentalists don't understand the power of volcanoes. And now he supports esoteric mysticism and that he is a Mecha Tanky. Hello? Mecha Stalin is going to come back? Basically, he's just doing a million fascist talking points, but that random bit about tectonic plates and volcanoes being against environmentalism is too ridiculous. This is a character. He's now informing us that he is turning the Earth into a spaceship by activating the Egyptian pyramids and will be turned into giant thrusters, but he is kicking all non-mecha tankies off the Earth into space. Wait a second. I gotta go undercover for this one.
And the Arctic is going to open up, and we are going to have super exploitation of the Arctic to unleash the forces of production on a planetary scale. All of the green motherfuckers will seethe, whine, and bitch all they want. They cannot stop us. We are building the world land bridge. We are building the land bridge to Eurasia, unleashing the forces of production, creating global economic integration of hyper accelerative industrialization. Africa will become a superpower. We are going to see the first nuclear African superpower by 2040. It will have nuclear weapons. Ethiopia will have nuclear weapons, and it will be pointed at all of the capitals of Europe and America. We are going to have nuclear weapons proliferate on a planetary scale to almost all countries. All countries will have nuclear weapons.
This is insanity.
We are going to C2 and lobby to reverse the fatwa of the Iranian Ayatollah so that Iran can have nuclear weapons. Everyone needs nuclear weapons in the new era. Kim Jong-un is our inspiration. Nuclear weapons
is he
for
reading
Venezuela. We're for the development of nuclear technology and weapons for Venezuela. Maduro, what are you waiting for, brother? Get those nuclear weapons on a planetary scale. Y'all talked about tankies. We are worse than tankies. We are apocalyptic tankies. We are tankies 2.0.
Apocalyptic
tankies.
They're going to bring the end of the world
to bring about the new era. We are mecha tankies. We are not about this cringe motherfucking old style of tankies. Y'all are outdated. You have capitulated to liberalism entirely.
Just so you know, Samira Khan is in here as well, like giving hearts
into the future. And everyone who's been cringe is being left behind. We are Terminators sent from 2036, sent to exterminate all of the cringe from the left that forms an obstacle to the realization of the great future ahead. During the American warlord era of the Civil War, the CPUSA's People's Revolutionary Army will have exoskeleton suits and modern military equipment combined with very subtle and faint red aesthetics, but it's
you guys can hear this, right?
Over the top, like the old type of Tankies 1.0 have imagined. It's going to be a whole aesthetic vibe shift. We're going to have mecha tankies. We're going to have mechas roaming the Wild West and the Great Plains of America during this warlord era. And motherfucker, we are suiting up. We are suiting up. We are suiting up. Anybody who's got objections to this future can just cope and see.
The vibe shift is here. They're going to suit up their mecha tanks.
We are not going to show mercy.
This meme is very real.
We are not going to show mercy for all of the people who are not ready for this vibe shift. And y'all don't have this aesthetic. Y'all don't have
the revolutionary vibe shift. You don't
have this vision. You can't come up with this vision. You can't give me an alternative. You can't show me how your shit holds to scrutiny. You can't make music out of your shit. PPK Resurrection. Everybody play PPK Resurrection in the background while you're listening to this speech. We are entering into the future. We are leaving the orbit of the sun and entering into a new red sun, and nobody can stop us.
Yeah, he's freestyling.
Nobody can stop us. The Biswell Tankies are on the green agenda. Y'all are just have the same aesthetic as the motherfucking globalist liberals. Y'all got the same aesthetic as Klaus Schwab. Y'all got the same aesthetic as Bill Gates. Y'all got the same style as these goddamn Malthusian liberals trying to depopulate the earth. There's no, you are indistinguishable from them in every type of way, in every possible way. We are bringing back the rugged, earthly, terrestrial aesthetic, the working class aesthetic of socialist realism of the future, aka science fiction socialist realism, aka the Chinese movie The Wandering Earth from 2019. One of our foremost inspirations, Fan Wenan's Art Station collection. One of our foremost inspirations, the China 2098 project, one of our foremost inspirations. You cannot stop us. You cannot rival us. We have a coherent, beautiful aesthetic that cannot be rivaled by anybody on the left. Y'all shit is not coherent. Y'all shit is cringe as fuck. All of y'all who are on that solar punk energy, motherfucking that yogurt commercial just released a solar punk.
I think solar punk's pretty cute,
proving what a whitewashed corporate cringy fucking art style aesthetic that fucking ugly shit is. That does not come close to the geological, destructive, volcanic aesthetic the Yellowstone socialists have to offer.
Yellowstone socialist.
Pat socks are not a thing. Even
Mecha tanky Yellowstone socialists. They're going to detonate Yellowstone.
So-called Pat sock. That is not specific enough to encapsulate what it means to be a tanky in the 2020s. The infrared vision vibe shit, wearing infrared goggles, rooting out the kulaks in the heat of the night through thermal vision goggles. Okay, we got that infrared
this is
vision
slam
in the
poetry
heat of the night through thermal military technology goggles, and we are fighting a guerrilla war of the future in the cyberpunk cities, on the streets, in the alleyways.
This is too
against
good.
The goddamn globalist agenda and the DSA police force of the globalist New World Order.
DSA
These
police
motherfucking
force?
DSA people are cops. Antifa are cops. We're going to have street battles with them in the cyberpunk cities of 2065. And these motherfuckers are going to be wearing the badge of the World Economic Forum and Klaus Schwab and George Soros. And we're going to be battling them in the streets.
Did he
with
play
thermal vision,
Cyberpunk 2077
night goggles, while we're suited up with exoskeletons and mecha tanky warrior
He thinks that
equipment.
This is his future?
This is the fact. This is the fact, ladies and gentlemen.
Also, won't he be like 80 in 2060?
Anyone who wants to resist this is going straight to the bowels and pits of historical forgottenness, aka the secular hell. You will not be able to survive.
Secular hell?
Who dares wants to challenge the mecha tanky aesthetic? Go ahead and challenge it if you dare.
Yeah, it is an aesthetic after all. That's it. Is that it? Is that the end of his slam poetry?
And he gets blown away and runs away at the first immediate sign, because that is the power of the mecha tanky. That is the power of the mecha tanky movement. They shudder in they fear even being able to open their mouths. And
first Destiny's manifesto, now Haz's manifesto.
Change. Y'all are talking about tankies and how you think it's problematic that some tankies defend Fidel Castro. Motherfucker, we are exonerating Genghis Khan, one of the greatest people of all time. We're bringing a Mongol nomadic steppe revolution on motorcycles of the post-war deco punk industrial
Genghis Khan
surpluses on the goddamn Great Plains with fucking motorcycles, repeating.
How long has this been going on? I think for at least 10 minutes.
Reincarnation of Genghis Khan and Tamerlane here to take over the American steppes. Okay, y'all thought tankies were bad. We're space Cambodians, bitch. You don't know what you're doing with Year Zero on a planetary scale. What? You can't come close to the tankies 2.0 that are mecha tankies. There's nothing you can do to come close to our shit.
Dude, I'm here for space Cambodia.
You're bitching and crying about tankies. You are a lip shit. We're gonna eat you for breakfast, and we're not gonna be looking back. You can call us fascists or whatever the fuck all you want, bitch. There's nothing you can do about it. You can keep calling us these old dusty ass categories and names that you got from the 20th century, because your goddamn musty ass, dusty ass, sweater vest wearing professors with a bow tie and glasses on are talking
musty
about
ass, dusty ass, sweater vest
from the 20th century. We are going to be dismantling the high modernist welfare state and replacing it with unleashing the forces of production. And we're going to have seasteading and all this shit. We're going to be entering into the new era of the future and leaving the 20th century behind, which is just the first iteration of a future that has yet to be. Y'all have your faces looking backwards and we're looking forwards. We are a future that has descended through time travel into the present in order to realize itself.
That has descended.
Meanwhile, y'all are a past that
into
cannot get over itself.
Through
we are
present?
the future realizing itself
through the present?
through a time machine, sending itself to the past in order to make itself real. Y'all are the motherfucking past that cannot let itself go. That's the difference. Mecha tankies entering into the future, 2022 into the 2020s. We don't got this. We don't have any room for these cringe motherfucking science worshippers and shit, because we're combining science and magic and we're gonna make it work, bitch. We're combining the ancient
science and magic. I was like, what?
Mysticism, tantrism. We're doing all that shit. Kabbalah, Gnosticism, Sufism,
He's,
all of that
he's
is going to be
serving the
used,
Kali Yuga?
mechanicalized and technologized. We're going to harness the
How
power.
are you going to do
We're gonna be
technology and
splitting the atom on
mechanicalizing
a
without
cosmic
science?
scale.
Cosmic.
And y'all are here talking about CERN and the Higgs boson particle. Motherfucker, we are making particles on a scale and on a level that you could not even dream of in your wildest
he's making particles. He's spitting them from his mouth and they're hitting his microphone.
The goddamn
it's
pre-Socratics. We're burning your particles in the fire of Heraclitus, bitch. We are destroying the logos and we are returning to chaos so that the logos can arise anew and afresh, reinvigorated from its dormant phase in the next stage of chaos. We're bringing back Mother Chaos on a planetary scale.
I love this guy.
And we don't got time. We're going to be dabbing on your cringe, fake-ass logos, so-called logos.
He's dabbing on us.
So we got Junebug, who's got a cringe-ass DSA flower. Y'all motherfucking DSA people don't stand a chance in the face of Mecha Tankies. We're going to eat you for breakfast. What do you have to say, DSA? Sock them, Satanists. Neo-Nazi sock them. What do you got to say?
Neo-Nazi sock them, Satanists?
Because social democracy is the moderate wing of fascism, and we all know that. Mecha Tankies are woke as fuck on that point. And that's another thing that separates us from other so-called pat socks. We reject sock dems as a whole as the moderate wing of fascism. Go ahead.
Is there another person who's
going to speak? How fucking high are you?
See, this is the exact type of little bitch that we're talking about. That cannot get on board with the Mecha Tanky vibe shift. This dude cannot see it because they lack the ability to tap in to the 17th dimension that we are on. This motherfucker coming on, he's still living in the goddamn 1950s. This dude is still living in the 1920s. This dude is still with his pantaloons in the goddamn 1650s.
Wait, is this live? Oh, yes, this is live. This is happening right now.
Into the new era. If you cannot understand
this is not a video.
You cannot understand it. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. If you don't understand it, you should go home and drink some goddamn apple juice and sip on that shit, bitch. You should goddamn sip on your little Capri Sun and your goddamn Lunchables, you little bitch ass.
Sunny D eating the Lunchable
vibe shift that we're entering.
Pizza.
Into, okay?
Goddamn.
You either get it or you get it or you don't or you don't. Don't try to come at me bringing that Anglo box logo-centric bullshit because I'm on that chaotic time energy. So you gotta battle
his Anglo box is
words.
6-dimensional.
You gotta poetically battle me on the astral level. Don't come at me. I don't understand it logically. It don't gotta make sense logically, bitch. It makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense. You got the sixth sense, and you're gonna see where I'm coming from. You're gonna understand where I'm coming from as long as you have the sixth sense ability. If you don't have that, you're not making it. We're entering into the orbit of a new sun, and on our way there, you are going to suffer from oxygen deprivation because we're not giving you spacesuits, and we're turning the Earth into a spaceship, into an involuntary new habitat and ecology, and you're not going to survive in it if you don't have a mecha. We're not distributing you a mecha or a spacesuit. Into the future, you're going to fall into the cold, lonely depths of space by yourself with your goddamn European Enlightenment logos, which is just nihilism and nothingness. So you're gonna share the fate of the so-called European modern Enlightenment, which is to be isolated as an individual atom in a sea of nothingness.
He is a 40K
given to the cold, dark, meaningless, empty space that you have aspired for hundreds of years, in which you have tried to deliver to the peoples of the world through mass genocide.
Yo, he found the guy who
putting your fucking boot on the peoples of the world, including the who
sneakily gave Destiny meth to give him meth on purpose. Is there more?
Go ahead and try to match this vibe shift. Go ahead and try to match the vibe shift.
I don't want to step to him. He's too powerful.
He cannot match the vibe shift. He ran away with his tail between his legs. We don't got tails. There's no room for furries. Another thing, I'm declaring war on furries, the most disgusting type of thing you can be.
We don't got tails.
Mecha Tankies are the enemies of furries. Furries are trying to return back to the filthy, ugly biosphere, and we are mechanical exoskeleton Mecha Tankies. Furries have no place in our future. Furries will be zeroed in Cambodia, okay? In a video game, Cambodian style. And I'm talking about, of course, Cambodian food and recipes in the kitchen, and that's all I'm talking about. But I am being serious that furries have no place in the vibe shift that is coming. Y'all ugly ass fur suits, motherfucking
also, Sparrow Man, I didn't call it out earlier, but thank you so much for the 5 gifted. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Impossible fantasy of being a goddamn cartoon animal. You cringe motherfuckers. We are techno science fiction type of mecha suit motherfuckers. We are your biggest enemies. We're going hunting, furries. We're hunting in this bitch. With modern technology, we're hunting, and we're meat eaters.
We're hungry.
Lord Agath. Oh, this dude is a dirtbag leftist. This is a Chapo dirt. We're wiping Chapo off the face. We're driving Chapo into the sea.
The sea.
We're not dealing with this Chapo book.
What about
we're
into
bring
space?
You on, Chapo, but I'm gonna tell
Shoot him
you
into
right
the
now,
sun.
Chapo, Chapoid, you cringe motherfucking sock them motherfuckers. World Economic
Forum,
to say
socialist
motherfuckers trying to bring about the Avatar Malthusian agenda, returning
Avatar Malthusian agenda. Can somebody look that up?
Geological basis and the popular democratic foundation and basis of all polities, including the geological basis of all ecologies. You goddamn green worshipping motherfuckers who said you were tearing up at goddamn Avatar. You cringe AOC motherfucking Bernie people, cringe ass motherfucking woke imperialist pieces of shit, goddamn Chapo tard motherfucker. I'm gonna bring you on right now, Lord of Goth. You dirtbag leftist, you fake ass Chapo fuck. Let's bring you on right now.
Oh, he's gonna make him talk. Does he have a mental breakdown? I don't think he's ever been more coherent in his life.
Chapo. Chapoid.
Fuck, dude. He doesn't want to speak. He's scared.
Go ahead and speak, Chapoid.
Sheesh.
Go ahead, Chapoid. Y'all are being left behind. You dirtbag leftist. That's what you call yourself. You call yourself the dirtbag left. When I hear you talk, you sound like this.
Yeah, make it a segment.
So what I basically think is that Bernie's biggest strength. Y'all don't sound like a dirtbag whatsoever, you goddamn LARPers. You're a goddamn grad student. Go ahead, Lord of Gath.
But you can't fight and be a grad student?
Mecha Tankies are driving the Chapoids extinct. We're driving y'all extinct like the dodo bird. Chapoids are not going to survive the vibe shift that I'm announcing right here or right now on July 9th, 2022. The vibe shift is just changed. There's no room for Chapoids in this new ecology.
His ecological, pathological
in town, and we don't got room for Chapoids. Go ahead and unmute yourself and speak.
Cosmic, seismic,
dirtbag leftist Chapoid.
Insanity.
We don't got room for y'all anymore. We don't got room We don't got room for y'all anymore.
I want to survive the vibe shift. You can't.
That has changed. Go ahead and speak. Go ahead and speak, Chapoid. You got 30 seconds to unmute yourself, or I'm going to send you to the destination of the Chapo Trap House industry and company, which is the goddamn pits of hell. I'm gonna
send him to hell,
boot you out of here, just like Chapo's going to be booted out of the discourse. Go ahead. 30 seconds. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25.
He lost count for a second.
24. 23, 22, 21, and 3 strikes, you're out of here, motherfucker.
Didn't you say 30 seconds? You gave him 9.
I don't got time or patience or energy for Chapoid Trap House, and I'm declaring war on Chapo Trap House. I have declared war on Chapo Trap House since day one. The most cringe motherfucking posers on the face of the earth. Chapo Trap House is just motherfucking DNC liberals.
Pause, take your pills.
The N-word in private. That's what they mean by the Chapo Trap House. They're just DNC liberals who want to tell little edgy jokes amongst themselves, bickering and snickering. There's nothing edgy about you, motherfuckers. I will eat you for breakfast and give you 12 generations. I will traumatize you with 12 generations of generational trauma. Your whole lineage and ancestry will remember the destruction and wrath I've brought about on the fucking posers and fake liberal fucks of Chapo Trap. Y'all bunch of timid, fragile, motherfucking politically correct liberal pieces of shit.
12 generations of trauma
and exceptions purely based on your Brooklyn hipster motherfucking.
Just so you know, slavery hasn't even done 12 generations of trauma
motherfuckers.
yet.
You are goddamn lumping professional managerial Chapo Trap House.
From the end of it.
Suck my dick, motherfuckers. I hate everybody at Chapo Trap House. Fucking Brace Belden, that motherfucking CIA piece of shit, Brace Belden. Fuck Chapo Trap House. We don't got room for Chapo Trap House in the vibe shift that is to be. And I'm saying Bashar al-Assad is out here saying, who must go, Chapo Trap House? Who must go, Brace
Bashar al-Assad hates Chapo Trap House?
Bashar al-Assad, who must go, Brace Belden? Because last time I checked, he's still around.
The president of Syria?
News, fucking leftists, you Vice News, fucking posers, goddamn supporting every color revolution on the earth, trying to call it trendy and progressive and shit, you fake fucking posers. We're going to be in our Mecha suits. We're going to mow your ass down. You're going to be
Whoa!
Y'all are not going to make it. Y'all are not making it to the 2020s.
It's true. The root chakra has been ground to dust.
Period.
It's going to mow them
someone
down?
named Emma, who's got no profile picture, the anonymity. Go ahead and see if you can square up to the vibe shift. They left. That's the fear the Mecha Tankies inspire in people hiding in the darkness. We're bringing everybody out into the light of day. We're bringing everybody out into the light of day.
Wait 1 second.
Nobody's getting under the radar. Go ahead.
Ukraine in 2060.
What the fuck did you say? You got to spit that shit out.
Who owns Ukraine in 2060?
The Eurasian superstate.
Okay, so what's wrong with Mother Nature?
Mother Nature's a fraud because you're talking about the green
She's a fraud.
biosphere worshiping trees and shit when all that comes from the Freudian death drive of the geological destructive processes of plate tectonics and the geological catastrophes that bring creative destruction to the face of Earth.
Okay, but green's my favorite color. Can I still have a little bit of green, like personally?
No, you cannot.
No
green at all.
Green is canceled?
We're going rugged into the dirt. We're going into the Earth's crust. Volcanic eruption of the red flowing yellow magma from Yellowstone is going to erupt onto the face of the Earth, and that green is going to turn into burning red.
Okay, but like, what about like the color, just in general? I mean, humans can only see like 3 colors.
We're doing a memorandum. We're going to be outlawing it for a period of 10 years because of how heavily associated it is with the environmentalist green movement. So for 10 years, we're outlawing that color entirely.
That sounds
is
pretty
just
liberal
outlaw.
to me.
That's not
Isn't
liberal
green on
at
the
all.
Palestinian flag?
Liberalism is the green agenda. Liberalism is taken for granted the geological plate tectonics. We are unleashing Yellowstone. There's not going to be any green you see on the face of the earth except the goddamn space
his plan is to destroy Earth
out for help, and no one will be there to save you as the earth undergoes the revolutionary change with the rise of the working class, purging the fake green from the earth.
So after 10 years, is there like a mandatory 3-day waiting period for any green, or how does it work?
After 10 years, green will have an entirely new meaning.
So no waiting period, just anyone get green?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Beautiful.
What a useless question. What a useless question.
Damn.
We got SZ in the building. Sock them. Look at this. Sock them, lib sock. Here we got the neo-Nazi in the building.
I wonder if Merrick's going to be brought on.
The neo-Nazi in the building. The moderate wing of fascism here to try to square against the Mecha Tankies of all people. Y'all goddamn rose emoji cringe as fuck. AOC type of Chapo trap house. Sock them type of people. Motherfucker, what is your aesthetic? Motherfucking Hassan, who's turned himself, motherfucking wearing nail polish, looking cringe as fuck with long ass Lord Farquaad hair.
Hey,
motherfucking Hassan is your aesthetic. That
what
cringe
the
motherfucker. Heck? You got nothing, lip sock. You got nothing, dem sock. You're bankrupt. You're
hey, well, chill out.
You don't have any music. PPK Resurrection in the background while you listen to this. What do you listen to? Some fucking folk music? Some neo folk?
No, he's gonna say he listens to polka. Guitar.
And I love Mother Earth and compassionate, all of us too, as brewing workers together, brew workers at the brew pub for craft beer, getting together.
Pause,
with
chill.
You cringe ass lip.
He's already dead. Please,
you got nothing on Mecha Tankies.
Show some mercy.
Nothing. Bring them on. Bring them on.
Show some mercy.
What the fuck do you got to say to a Mecha Tanky? Where is your vibe shift? Go ahead. Try to square with the vibe of Mecha Tanky. Go ahead.
Everyone's too scared to talk.
When you turn yourself into Mecha, are you gonna like swallow a whole car battery and like fill your body full of like oil? Because I kind of want to see that.
Oil is infinite. Abiotic oil. Oil is
That didn't
infinite.
answer my
Next
question.
What?
Oil is infinite.
That didn't answer my question.
Oil is what?
Oil is infinite.
I don't want to. I don't care. That
You
didn't answer my question.
come to the con asking me questions. I give you the truth.
That wasn't.
You come to my court. You first of all, Libsock, you come to my court and you bow before me. The con gives you
bow before you. Oh yes, I do indeed.
The con will give you his wise judgment. I will give you my wise judgment, and my wise judgment is that oil is infinite and abiotic oil is the truth.
Would
that
you
is my
talk?
wise
Maybe.
judgment.
So
you're
gonna swallow? Yes, you're gonna swallow that oil.
So you're ungrateful. You're ungrateful.
I don't.
You're ungrateful.
So you're gonna swallow that oil? Is that you?
Hey, take him away, little bitch. Come to the con's court, trying to ask me the questions and demand answers from me. I give you the most.
Samira Khan is his right hand here, just so you know.
And you can't accept the bare minimum because you're sock them sock.
Is this a satirical performance? As far as I've seen, he believes at least some of it.
You don't come to the con's court and demand me an answer. I give you the answer that I see fit to give you, and my answer is oil is infinite. Now we got an anime profile picture named Jack.
Not the anime profile. Don't do this.
By the way, anime profile pictures are not going to be surviving the vibe shift.
No.
I'm just letting y'all know.
All right, all you bitches with a Killua as your profile picture, it's over. You're not making it.
The vibe shift. Mecha Tankies do not have any room for anime profile pictures. Anime people who have anime pictures are scared of real women. You have an anime profile picture, you're cringe as fuck. Shit is cringe as fuck. And
how about you have sex with a real woman?
Just one thing shy away from being a pedo. You will have no place in the vibe ship. Mecha Tankies will mow your anime shit down. We're doing anime burnings. We're going to be burning anime in fuel. And we're going to be using it for fuel, burning it like carbon hydro emissions.
But burning the technology? Jack, burning like anime like toys? Picture. It's just burning all anime.
Who's your favorite Vanderpump Rules character?
You goddamn apathetic, lazy motherfucker coming onto this shit with some goddamn low energy motherfucker, barely have their head in the game, low energy, barely have any skin in the game, talking out here to coming on my fucking shit and saying, oh, your favorite, barely putting any energy or effort into this shit. I'm bringing you straight fire and you come to me with these goddamn tears of fucking weakness. You goddamn anime profile nihilist. You don't got the energy for the vibe ship, and that is why we're leaving your dusty ass behind in your mom's basement.
Good Lord.
You're not coming to the surface. You're not going to be with us coming to the new sun of the wandering.
Omega low energy.
Cold, lonely depths of space by yourself. Go ahead, Junebug.
All right, new one.
An anarcho-communist. In other words, a lumpen neo-Nazi. Let's get the lumpen
there we go.
Neo-Nazi.
New neo-Nazi just dropped.
Hitler was an anarchist, by the way.
What?
Hitler was an anarchist.
What? So true. Hitler's state was so anarchy.
In our Mecha Tanky future, we won't have anime profile pictures when Mecha is inherently anime.
No, it's not. And Adolf Hitler was an anarchist.
Adolf.
Okay, it's cute.
Anything else? Mechas are the opposite of anime.
The opposite. Pictures.
Can you elaborate on that?
No. I knew it.
Okay, I'm good.
The weakness of those who try to come and challenge the vibe shift. Everyone can come and see these people have nothing. Everybody can come and see they don't have shit. Everybody can come and see they're completely bankrupt and they have nothing to offer. Everybody can come and see they're not going to survive the vibe shift of Mecha Tankies, which is Tankies 2.0, and we're leaving that Patsock label behind because Mecha Tankies are inherently patriotic in the Yellowstone sense. We don't believe in institutional patriotism. We believe in Yellowstone, volcanic, subterrestrial patriotism. Subterrestrial. We are Yellowstone patriots, aka Mecha Tankies. We're going to be roaming the earth and the Great Plains. Mecha Tankies are the
vibe, the farmers
uprising,
no.
The yellow vest uprising in France, the truckers. We are the Mecha Tankies, and we are the augmented working class representatives. We are the cultural revolution that is going to bring revolutionary change. We are the only force that can stop the anti-human Malthusian agenda of the globalists and the World Economic Forum and Bill Gates and all these motherfuckers. And the reason we are the only people who can stop it is because a mecha takes human form. A mecha is a tank that takes human form. We're going to stand up for humanity against the depopulation agenda. We're going to stand up against the depopulation agenda.
Anybody in chat want to help me repopulate the world?
That wants to immiserate people and get people fired from their jobs. People will have no jobs. They have no future. You're not part of their future, working class. If you're the working class, you're not part of their future. They don't have a plan for you. They don't believe in humanity. They want to leave you behind into their depopulation.
How did we get here? I don't know, but it is an emergency crisis announcement.
That the human population itself, the people, are a burden too great to burden
Elon's
for themselves.
repopulating.
They're responding to this populism by saying we actually have to get rid of the people themselves. These goddamn reptilian elites trying to fucking sustain themselves and sustain themselves because capitalism as we know it is materially obsolete.
I don't know. I think he walked past somebody. He scrolled past a video of somebody like making a Gundam, and then he was like, "That's it. That's the future." I wonder.
There is no segment or faction of the left that comes close to Mecha Tankies in terms of the austere and beautiful aesthetic.
Do you think we should keep listening? What do you guys think?
None of y'all even come close. None of y'all even come close to our aesthetic. Y'all ain't got shit. Y'all are musty and dusty and you're backwater and you belong to the trash bin of history. Mecha Tankies are the vibe shift. Nothing comes close to us. We are space Cambodians. We are building Kampuchea on the moon. There is nothing you can do because it's year zero on a planetary scale. You have nothing to offer in comparison to us. All the old tankies will assimilate or be rendered extinct. You will join us or you will be non-existent. We are Terminators.
He doesn't want to say join us or die.
Sent to exterminate cringe from the left. And we will overwhelm and conquer
I was able to find an image of
austere, coherent, aesthetic.
I was able to find an image of Pantugea. It's right here.
Faction of the
Look
left
at it
as we know it.
It's going to be beautiful.
We are outside of the left because we're the real left. Y'all are the fake left. We are the real.
It's going to be amazing.
Left coming from the future, realizing itself and creating
on
itself
the moon.
In the future. We've escaped out of your discourse. It's like we're escaping from the sun's orbit, and you cannot bring us back. You cannot tame us. You cannot domesticate us. There is nothing you can do. We are leaving you behind. The sun is going to fall into the earth. We are building machines into the sky and taking off and leaving you behind.
Also, I never noticed it, but America is backwards. The world is literally backwards on
Will Sutton,
because this is supposed to be Mexico and America.
Generation Anglo-American.
That's Florida here. This is the Gulf.
Social Democrat. So this is a LARPer. This is one of those fucking LARPer, Richard Spencer type of motherfuckers that adopt unironically the
social democrat
agenda,
Richard Spencer.
Saying, oh, actually, this is realizing our white supremacist goals. Motherfucker, your white supremacist goals, you got it. You got to the point of it, right? It's cringe Reddit. That's what your white supremacy represents. Reddit.
White supremacy is Reddit?
Ugly in this world. That you're not a cool edgelord whatsoever. You're just a eunuch of the status quo. And you're disguising yourself as some subversive, edgy person who's destroying liberalism. You're not destroying liberalism. You are the liberal.
I want to believe it's real.
You are the liberal, and you're cringe as fuck. You don't have a vibe shift. You don't have an aesthetic. You got nothing to offer. You're cringe as fuck. Everything you represent is cringe as fuck. Go ahead. I'm gonna add him as a speaker.
All right, here we go.
Try to match the vibe shift of the Mecha Tankies with your goddamn neo-Nazi social democracy.
Haas, 1 sec. I just have a question about communism and the infrared collective. Why do you think America would vote for communists? Because the CPUSA has been around for like more than 100 years, and there was like radical leftist activity.
Because the Mecha Tankies are going to bring the CPUSA to ultimate victory. It's going to be a party of millions and millions of people of the working class.
Okay, that sounds like really badass and cool. That's like a God Emperor Trump meme, but it's like you're not the first communists who've been around and tried to get things going. Like,
Yeah,
why-
but he's going to be the first
Generation of Mecha
Mecha.
Tankies.
okay, but
We are the
that's-
first generation of Mecha Tankies.
that just sounds
See,
kinda
that's what I told you.
sounds-
We're going to be tapping into the Mecha working class and the exo peasantry, the most powerful revolutionary class in this
Exo-peasantry.
country that can fuck shit up. They're going to be bringing their tractors, their Hellcat tractors, their cat.
Their gators?
Cat tractors, their yellow tractors,
bobcats?
their goddamn big ass cranes and shit, their construction
Okay,
vehicles, their
wait,
vehicles will be storming the streets. Will be storming the streets with those big ass vehicles, those demolition trucks.
I love my
Motherfucker, they're gonna
vehicles.
demolish Los
Haz,
Angeles. They're gonna demolish Los Angeles. They're gonna demolish New York to the
I am the
ground.
Haas Whisperer.
Uh,
I think I get it. I think
So-
I'm in his head.
this is you're not the first.
I've got the
communist who's
download.
Been around. Like, I don't think that, like, you're not gonna take over the country, man. It's not.
Mecha
gonna happen.
Tankies will take over the
No.
country.
And
Yes.
regardless, yeah, it just sounds silly. But I mean,
We are
maybe
the
you're just-
reincarnation of the Mongols. We are taking over the American steppes.
Mongols
When
are
did-
still
when did the Mongols
around.
take over America?
Mongolia is
We are
still
the
a country.
reincarnation. We're gonna do it for them. We are the reincarnation of the Mongols and Tamerlane and Genghis Khan. We're taking over the American steppes
Who's
with
Genghis
our mechanical
Khan?
vehicles
Which one's
and our
Genghis?
motorcycle
Okay.
dirt bikes.
So I have another question. It's about Mongol modernity and why you think that Eurasian empires were socialist.
Because they were based.
Well, a lot of things are based.
He's got a
I mean,
point.
I don't know, but like, is that like a serious answer?
Okay, if you want the actual serious answer, because what I'm trying to do for Marxism is the same thing that Vladimir Soloviev was doing for Christianity when he added the fourth essence to the Trinity, which is the Sophia, the Sophiological not all, which is the body of the whole humanity. And I'm adding that to Marxism by including a newfound eternal significance of the peasantry and the collective polity represented by the Asiatic land empires, which represent a more fundamental collective unity of the people and reality, social unity of the people that is outside of the institutionalization of the European logos that has defined European history, which is what Hegel only considered history proper, because he said all of Asia fell asleep during history. So for Marx,
man,
Engels,
preach.
when they were talking about the development of history, they began with the Greeks,
Beat his ass.
from the confederations of tribes into the Greeks.
This is why
represented the
Haas
first
wins every debate that he's in,
institutionalization of
just
the
so you know.
logos as we know it. I represent a return and reintroduction of chaos back into Marxism, which is what I believe was Marx's actual first intention to begin with, because his materialism is by nature abasing the so-called development of the logos back into its material premises, which is exactly what Soloviev was doing to the Christian Trinity when he introduced the fourth element of the Sophia. Just like he introduced the fourth element of the Sophia back into the Christian Trinity, I want to introduce a fourth element to Marx's Trinity formula of capitalism, which was wages, profit, and rents. I want to introduce the category of the peasant whose living being and conditions of the reproduction of the conditions of their subsistence defines their specific form of revenue. And in the Asiatic land empires and the Eurasian empires, they are specifically socialist because the state represents the collective unity of the people, even on an economic level, because the state exists to engage in public. It collects taxes on an entire societal level. Yes, and people think that's oppressive, but it uses that for the purposes of establishing public works while never institutionalizing private property. As we know what Marx said, that what distinguished Asia from Europe was that they didn't have any developed or even any form of private property whatsoever, because the Asiatic land empires never institutionalized logos whatsoever. But the institutionalization and history of the European logos has had one historically.
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
Was the ability to unleash the forces of production technologically. So we are inheriting that aspect.
Yeah,
of the
conversations you hear at 3 a.m. outside of a Waffle House.
And we are resurrecting the Asiatic land empires on a planetary level. And even Alexander Kojev's vision of a Franco-German Latin empire that will confine itself to continental Europe will also be created. The whole world will have empires representing the unique civilizations of each people, which will coexist on a new world defined
socialist who loves empires
back to its actual substantive communities and reality.
I mean, that sounds cool. I think.
Oh, I forgot that this guy was here.
Like the appeal to that, but again, like people have heard this before. This is just like updated, like it's the same ideology and the same tools to pick it apart are there that have worked all over the world. In fact, I think the socialist world is weaker than it was.
China has transformed the world on a planetary scale. Ever since 2008, the financial
has it,
crisis.
though?
Everything that happens to the world.
Because
The singular source of world
Okay.
economic growth since 2008, the whole world has been leeching off of China's success in economic, substantive, socialistic economic growth.
okay,
Since the
yeah,
2008
and that's
financial
great.
crisis,
Socialistic
we're entering
economic
into a
growth?
socialist mode of production. China is refashioning the world inadvertently, and we are seeing a return to
Socialism
the
is
Eurasian
when
land
billionaires.
empires. Russia's back and taking Ukraine. Fuck
And the
Zelensky,
more
fuck
billionaires, the
Ukraine.
most
They're not-
socialist it
They're
is.
not though.
Guys,
Yeah. No. Go Europe.
y'all
Down with Eurasia.
stand a chance. The Mongolian hordes will overrun and overwhelm the cringe of Reddit from the face.
Just so you know,
No, they
Haas
won't,
is
Yes,
not
apparently.
They absolutely.
No.
You got to step up.
I
Mongolese.
saw. All right, dude. I saw
Down for your cringe. The Dutch farmer rising up against.
multipolarity. Multipolarity does not exist.
Yes, it does.
It's a pipe.
Oh, my bad.
Yes,
he's
it
not.
does.
He's not Mongolian.
Every
Sorry, not
power.
Mongolian. Sorry.
There's powers.
He's not
fighting for
Mongolian.
hegemony, and one
He's-
takes over, and that's that.
What the hell are you talking about? The Asiatic mode of
He's
production
from
is
Iran.
socialism.
No. You're saying
He's not Mongolian.
yeah. You're.
I don't
you're
know
saying
how he
that,
got on to like being a Mongol or whatever.
that
Or
that,
like
of the world's
being
gonna become
Mongolian. I don't know how he's
even
done it.
though, like the
They're not
socialist
even
world's
really-
weaker than it's ever been.
like
That is
Christian
the biggest
and
dumbass quote I
Mongolia,
ever heard in my
they're-
life. You're going to see a
they're
Korean
mostly
super
Buddhist?
state within your lifetime. Not to mention China, that's literally the most
A
powerful.
Korean how that would be what
Making the whole
Korea is
economic.
Korea is
China's
declining
overtaking the whole
economic
world economic.
demographically. A super state, how many is that? Like 70 million people?
I'm just saying
okay.
China's overtaking the whole Western world economically, but there will be a Korean super
That's not
state in
true.
your lifetime.
Okay, well never mind. It's not important. Yeah, all this sounds great, and I think it's not as
Mongolia's
compelling
flag
as
is
it
pretty
looks.
pog.
And from
You
the
are not
inside
on the
out, and I
vibe
don't
ship. You're
think,
still on the.
yeah,
You're still.
I don't think Americans are gonna
Vibe.
fall for it.
You are not on the vibe ship. You are not fit for the vibe ship. Just like you believe in survival of the fittest, I believe in the unsurvival
Survival of the based.
most cringest. Okay, I believe in the extinction of the
Unsurvival, the most
Oh,
cringes. But you're even using like
dodo. Y'all going
you're using like
the dodo.
you're using like meme speak. Like if things ever got serious and the country needed leadership, they're not going to talk about like comic book mechas and
Yes, then
crap.
we're talking about the.
So no one will.
Then we talking about the
No one's
reincarnation. The reincarnation.
He hates
of
comic
Genghis
books. The
Khan,
mechas
and
are
we're on
real.
that
yeah
shaking hands with Kim Jong Un type of energy. We're talking about the
yeah.
taken from Trump. The energy
Okay,
is
all right,
unleashed.
whatever.
Trump shaking hands with Kim Jong Un type of energy. That's what we represent. Trump.
All right, cool. Well, good luck.
Trump
is
saluted when that North Korean general put out his hand to salute, and Trump saluted him. That's what we represent.
okay. Well, that's
Well, what he
go
means
down
is
with
the
Trump,
North
too.
Korean
All the
general put out his hands to
have,
shake, and then Trump
you have
saluted.
The Groypers, all the Trump supporters are really down with that. So you can go be marginalized like them too, as part of the Traitors Coalition.
Y'all saying the traitors
That's what I think.
the farmers
I don't know.
rising up, the truckers rising up, the yellow vests rising up. Your Reddit empire is going to crumble from its very foundations. The people are
Reddit
rising up,
empire.
and Yellowstone will be activated. Mecha Tankies are here, and the vibe shift is here. The future is now.
Any more speakers? I wonder. He's spitting low key. He's spitting high key.
That's pretty neat.
Surrender
but
accepted. Surrender accepted. You got the low energy, you can't match the energy, and we don't got time if you can't match the energy. You want to be we're doing a high energy type of shit on the astral level, 17th dimension, unleashing the forces of production on a psychic libidinal level. You understand? We are talking about Mecha Tankies taking over the future as we know it. And this motherfucking Jack is still requesting at my shit, even though they have an anime profile picture and they know goddamn well that they are not welcome in this space. You have a goddamn anime profile picture. You are not welcome in this space. So get out of here, the goddamn door you came from.
No anime speakers
And that
will.
looks like
No
an
anime profile
picture to
pictures
me
will
too,
speak.
and I don't want nothing to do with it. We don't accept these anime profile pictures anymore.
We
Y'all
don't
had a
like your
chance to
kind around
prove
these parts
what
here,
was it
feller.
about. I told you the Mecha Tankies are the enemies of furries and anime profile pictures, and we're not
The
having
great
any
Reddit
of it
Mongol
in this
war.
space. We're not doing. How do I remove this shit? Remove. Get him out of here. Escort him away, guards.
Get
Escort
him out of
away.
it.
We're
We
getting
hate
the
him.
Keshig to escort your bitch ass out of the
I hate this guy.
because we're not having none of that in this building. We're not having none of that in this building. The Mecha
Now, this
Tankies
is
are
some
here.
energy.
It is the vibe shift. Tankies 2.0 is in the building.
Mecha Tankies, Tankies 2.0,
To stop our
Yellowstone.
rise and to stop us from getting to our
Yellowstone is
destination.
activated. The
There's
vibe
not
check
a
has
goddamn
been
thing
failed.
anybody can do about it. The Mecha Tankies are here, and the vibe shift is now. We don't accept that Patsock label. That sounds like pantaloons from the 1650s. We are Mecha Tankies,
Pantsock,
entering into the
fuck
2020s.
you.
Anyone who's got a problem with Tankies, we are much worse for you. We're gonna eat you for breakfast. These sock damn lib shit motherfuckers do not stand a chance against us. Do not stand a chance against us. We are space Cambodians, year zero on a planetary scale. And I'm talking about the video game Death Stranding. Of course, I'm not referring to any historical events. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. We are talking about the sixth mass extinction, which we are accelerating from the 20th dimension.
What?
You cannot match our vibe shift. You cannot match our vibe. You cannot match our aesthetic. We are the most compelling, most powerful, most eloquent, most beautiful.
I hate anime profile pictures. Anyways, Death Stranding. I love that game.
Segment of the American left as we know it, so much so that we are outside of the American left as we know it, because we are the left from the future, we're leaving the bitch ass left behind from the past. Y'all left that represent the left of the past.
He is more entertaining than Tariq
Nasheed. We are the left
Nasheed.
of the future, and we're not taking you with us. We're not taking you with us. You are either on board or you are not. You're either suiting up or you're not suiting up. We're activating our backyard furnace thrusters inspired by Mao's.
You're either suiting up or you're getting pushed down into the volcano,
and we are
into Yellowstone. It has been activated
of a new sun, and you're not going to survive the change. The red sun, we're going to a new sun. We're leaving this sun behind. We're accomplishing the final victory over the sun. The victory over the sun.
We're defeating the sun
has lasted too long, and we are overthrowing it in a cosmological revolutionary transformation. It will
cosmology
unleash the latent energies dormant within the earth. We're talking about a polar shift. You talk about the South Pole and North Pole. We're shifting the poles. North will be south and south will be north.
That's already happening.
Will point north. Your compass will point south, and we're calling that south north. You keep talking about the global south. The global south will be the new global north.
Well, that won't really like fix their issues.
We're leaving y'all behind. There's going to be a polar shift. There's going to be a vibe shift. We're turning the maps upside down, just like they used to be in the past. We're turning the maps upside down. South Africa will be a nuclear superpower.
Weren't we going to be leaving these countries behind, or are the countries going to get
America, Chile?
Is he going to like tie a rope to all of the developing world and then like tug them away to the new sun?
Boric is being ejected into space. Social Democrats are being ejected into space. The DSA will be ejected into space. We are talking about a polar reversal. We are talking about a vibe shift. We are talking about a new era. We are talking about a new era. We are talking about the era of humanity.
He does need to be a D&D
beating our chest. We are the beating chest of the human race.
He doesn't need to be a D&D DM.
Anti-human Malthusian agenda of the global elites who are trying to accomplish their
depopulation agenda. I think he just watched Gundam
in order to save their own skin in the face of a revolutionary unleashing of the forces of production that will take us into a new era of human prosperity. We're stopping the age of Aquarius from happening. AOC's plans will not come to fruition.
How is this still going?
Crying, just like she was pretending to cry at the border. AOC will be crying at the palace of Khans as we conquer the steps of the American landmass. AOC will be crying at the doorstep of the new palace erected for the revolutionary proletarian dictatorship of the Mecha.
I mean, does anyone think I can get him to ask about Gundams? I think you can. You may be able to go in and ask.
Bitterness as she builds the world land bridge voluntarily in Alaska to Eurasia. We're building the land bridge to Eurasia, and AOC is going to be digging those shovels, and she's going to be doing it herself.
She's going to be digging the shovels?
Shedding will be turned to frozen ice.
So we're gonna make a
leaving the
land
progressives
bridge
behind.
from
The
North
progressives are
America to
not coming with
Eurasia
us. We're
built
leaving them all
on.
behind.
It's gonna
We're
be an
leaving all
ice
the
bridge
cringe
built
behind.
out
We're
of
leaving the dem
AOC's
socks behind. We're
tears.
leaving the sock dems behind. We're leaving the libs behind. Y'all are not coming with us in the Mecha tanky future. We're bulldozing all the cringe. We're Terminators sent from 2036 to exterminate cringe from the face of the earth. From the face of the earth. This is an emergency crisis vibe shift that I am announcing to the world on a planetary level. The radio waves are reaching. They are reaching destinations unforeseen and unforetold. And we are on a global level. We got Indonesian Mecha Tankies. We got Mecha Tankies in Ethiopia. We got Mecha Tankies in the Middle East and Iran.
Mecha Tankies.
We got Mecha Tankies in Europe. We got
Cambodia.
Mecha Tankies in South America. We got Mexican Mecha Tankies. We got Mecha Tankies everywhere on the world. We got Mecha Tankies in every country of the world. The Mecha Tankies are rising up against the global agenda of the World Economic Forum. We're in every country. We got emissaries, and we're in your walls, living in your walls, because we got nanotechnology, little robotic spiders that are crawling in your goddamn walls, collecting intelligence about the heinous activities that you're engaging in the darkness of the night. Paul Mason, we're talking about you. Paul motherfucking Mason. Paul motherfucking Mason. Enemy number one of the Mecha Tankies. We're in your fucking walls. Paul bitch ass Mason. Bitch ass Paul Mason. Trying to fucking take down, demonetize, censor, and deplatform everybody on the fucking internet who's telling the truth about the crimes of NATO. The fascist Hitlerite Paul Mason. The fascist Hitlerite Paul Mason. We are in your walls with nanotechnology.
They're losing the House.
We are wearing Chinese stealth suits, which is good, and North Korean stealth suits, and we are invisibly behind you in your walls, Paul Mason. Paul Mason, while you're sleeping, we're wearing stealth suits, and we're putting our invisibility cloaks on, and we're just staring at you while you sleep, Paul Mason. Good luck sleeping knowing that. Paul Mason, you
I don't like that. I don't like
Paul
that
Mason
at all.
will never debate me.
They're just standing there breathing over him as he's like, I heard something, and they're just standing there.
Doing his emails and shit, trying to smear and discredit people's character, trying to deplatform people because he's a bitch. Paul Mason's a pussy. Paul Mason's a bitch. Paul Mason's a pussy.
Paul Mason is a bitch ass motherfucker.
My YouTube gets taken down. My Twitter gets taken down.
I'm gonna piss on the moon, you idiot.
Paul Mason's bitch ass, the number one snitch. He's even a worse snitch than that little bitch ass George Orwell. Paul Mason's the biggest snitch in the history of humanity. Paul Mason's the scum of the fucking earth. And I wish Paul Mason can trade places with Julian Assange. I wish Paul Mason can trade places with Julian Assange. Fuck Paul Mason's bitch ass. Paul Mason is enemy number one of the Mecha Tankies. Yo, Paul Mason, you were talking about the threat of Tankies, right, Paul Mason? You were talking about the threat of Tankies. Good luck dealing with the Mecha Tankies, Paul Mason. We are way more toxic. We are way worse. We're going to eat you for breakfast, Paul Mason. We're the Mecha Tankies, Paul bitch-ass Mason. We're way
I don't even know who Paul Mason is.
Than anything you could ever imagine, Paul Mason. We're the Mecha Tankies, Paul Mason. You were dealing with the Baizwol Tankies, Paul Mason. We're the Mecha Tankies, Paul Mason. You're not going to do shit.
Paul Mason.
We got journalists in this shit. We got journalists. David Levitt, he's a blue check journalist in this shit. The Mecha Tankies are rising. David Levitt, why don't you write this in your journal about the rise of the newest internet phenomena, the latest and greatest, the most fresh as fuck aesthetic and phenomena that's on the internet right now is Mecha Tankies. Write that shit up. And get to your typewriter and get that shit published.
Do you want to chat a little?
Tankies
No.
on the rise. We are worse than Tankies.
Why are you botting my site?
We play dirty. We're not playing games. We're the Mecha Tankies. We're mean and we're not green. We're against your green Malthusian movement. We're with the Dutch farmers and the truckers and the yellow vests. Write that in your journal. The Mecha Tankies are rising. The Mecha Tankies are on the rise. A startling new disturbing phenomena. Subterrestrial.
Also, why are you using VPNs to bot my account?
Motherfucker. We are
I can see your IP addresses that you're logging in from.
Dark Maoists in this bitch. Write that in your journal. Mecha Tankies are dark Maoists who are unleashing Yellowstone.
Actually, wait a second.
Onto America and onto the face of the earth.
So 2 IP addresses are from
into the subterrestrial
New York. One IP address was from Turkey.
Of the people, we represent the Freudian death drive, pure, undistilled, and unleashed.
You do use Verizon,
and purified
is that right?
Into blue crystal, motherfucker. We are the Freudian death drive unleashed Write that down, that we are the Freudian death drive unleashed on a geological level. We are going to unleash a populist revolution that is going to be so severe and wide in scale that is going to be geological in nature. It's going to be
Paul Mason is a left-wing UK journalist.
Motherfucker. We are
he's probably the guy who wrote an article about infrared that got him. That was like part of what got him banned.
We are revving our engines on a planetary scale. We are the mega tankies, and we are planting our thrusters in our backyards, just like Mao's Great Leap Forward. And we are
stop botting my account,
of a
weirdo.
New planet. Write that in your journal. Write that in your journal right now, that we
Stephine.
are the reincarnation of the Mongol Empire, and we are here to be the scourge of the powerful elites
Stephine
of the
can
world
jump
who
into
did not
traffic.
see us coming.
And you too.
Write that in your journal. Write that in your journal. Write it in your journal that the Mecha Tankies are going to represent the Union for the first time in decades and decades.
I don't know who the fuck that bitch is.
With the working class.
And I honestly don't care either.
And with the working class of our countries. Write that in your journal that Mecha Tankies are on the rise. Write it in your journals that Mecha Tankies are from 2036, sent to the present in order to ensure the future, sent to exterminate cringe from the left, and we are going to succeed. And you can't call us Russian bots, motherfucker, because we're not Russian agents. We're agents of the future Eurasian superstate from the year 2065 who were sent to the present in order to destroy any
background
obstacles
music
to
now.
its realization. We are agents of the Eurasian superstate on the payroll of the reincarnation of Tsar Ivan the Terrible II, who will lead the Eurasian superstate and who's much worse than Vladimir Putin. We are also being airdropped North Korean stealth suits that give us invisibility cloaking powers.
You remind me of Mythic Politics. I want you to remind me of a corpse.
There is nothing you can do. We're leaving the cringe behind. The green movement's going to eat shit. The green will turn to brown. The green will turn to brown. The green will turn to brown. Shit. We don't got any time or consideration for the green environmental movement. We don't have any time or consideration for the liberal cultural agendas of all these cringe-ass motherfucking people. We are the Mecha Tankies, and there is nothing you can do to stop us. Nothing.
Oh my gosh. Well, that seemed like a great place to end it for us. I think personally. I think he's gonna keep going, but I think that's a good stopping point.